And good morning. It is Friday. Who is glad to hear that? Well, I certainly am. Weekends are always a great time to enjoy ourselves. And this weekend, we could not ask for better weather. It's a great forecast in store for us. We'll tell you all about that. But right now, if you head outside, me and my dog Sophie went out about an hour and a half ago. 41 right now as you're waking up, but that will get to 69, right at that 70-degree mark for the weekend. It's going to be great. Enjoy yourself. Let's see, as we begin today, welcome, number one. Glad to see everybody waking up and getting their day started with us there. Charlotte Gray, how are you doing? Philadelphia's been quiet. Haven't got much news out of y'all lately. Y'all been laying below the radar. If you got a community event going on in there, we'd love to hear from y'all as well. Donna Roseman, good morning. Mike Dallas is up. And Kathy Sharp, glad to see some faces there that we recognize on this day. Let's see. Let's start talking about a few things that happened yesterday in our community. And before I tell this story, I don't have live video footage from the situation nor pictures, but Meridian Police were called yesterday to Highland Avenue. What was going on? Well, there was a woman walking down the middle of the street with, if you'll remember, who remembers the song Del Reeves had many moons ago about the girl on the billboard wearing nothing but a towel and a smile? Yeah, that was the scene there at Highland Avenue yesterday as police asked her to kindly quit walking in the road with only a towel. Who knows how she got there or why she was there, but that did happen. Things like that do happen in our community from time to time, don't they? Overnight, there was a wreck in front of Church's Chicken. They ran off the road there. May have bumped a few cars at the adjacent parking lot there. I think everyone is okay, but a little scare there as we begin that. Sad news as we cross state lines, as we go toward Butler, Alabama, as we learn that a 22-year-old lost his life in a car wreck that involved a light pole. Pass along condolences to the family there of what happened there. As we dance around and take a look at other things that happened yesterday afternoon, pretty quiet day for this end of what we normally bring up. How many times do I bring up just numerous gunshots? Well, I've only got one to bring up at this point. It happened yesterday evening after dark around Northgate Apartments. 4 or 5 shots were fired, and people reported hearing it. After that, things were pretty calm. Daylight hasn't broke yet, but as it stands, that looks to be the only thing that's been reported to me. So we'll dig deeper into that. Later on today, I'm getting this verified. I want to be absolutely sure that I've got the right thing, but I've been given footage of the robbery from the other night from Highway 493 there at the Shell station. We'll show you more about that. I want to verify that it is what I think I have, and we'll share that video of what went on. What would you do? You know, it's got to be scary this day and time of being a clerk or anywhere dealing with the public when you take the chance when you're dealing with money where people want to take that from you. It's a scary situation. It truly is. What can we do? I know that a lot of places hire extra security, but if somebody's bad, they're going to do what they want to do anyway. But we'll get into that. I'm going to verify that, and then we'll share that today if it is what I think it is, and just let you live that moment of being that person that has a gun pulled on them. Let's see, as we dance around, as I mentioned, dancing around, what's going to happen this weekend? Here's some good news. Let's put some smiles on our faces. Let's go to the webpage here at sammedia.network. Martin Day is scheduled tomorrow. 35 years they've been doing this, the volunteer fire department. They work hard in the rescue department as well to come out when you have an issue to help you out. And they're going to be serving up some food tomorrow, and they invite you by. Fried chicken plates are going to be sold tomorrow, $10. Barbecue plates. They've got a car show. They also got top bike. They got all types of things inside that car show. So check that out. That's going to be happening tomorrow in the Martin community. Come out and support the guys that help you. Raffles, vendors, booths, car show, a little bit of everything there for you in Martin. That kicks off tomorrow. What else? This is a big deal now, the Allie Cat run. This will start tomorrow morning in downtown Meridian. It will get underway right around 9 a.m. until there at City Hall. If you'd like to know more about that, you can visit at timetorun.net. I've got a link down here at the bottom to where you can click and take you directly to the site to find out more about it. You still got a couple hours or 24 hours rather to get signed up for that. The race will begin at 8:45 with a prayer, and then officially running begins at 9. Award show at noon, and then they've got a lot of different things. Daniel Howells will be there singing at 1:15 to 2:15. So go out and support that. That's a good thing as we bring this weekend. Don't forget, before long, our friends out at Long Creek, as we talk about different fire departments, April the 2nd, they're going to have their big cooking, the pancake breakfast. Theirs will be from 7 a.m. until 11 on the 2nd, as I almost got confused on that. Also, let's see, and I also got in yesterday, the Shriners. They're going to be doing a lot as we go to what they do. They're going to be having a golf tournament. It's coming up on April 23rd and 4th at Briarwood Golf Course. They got whole sponsorships that you can sign up to help out with. A lot going on with the Shriners, and they do so much for children in the area. We all know that. They're good folks, and they do take care of that. Another thing that will be kicking off in April, don't forget, this is off subject from the news, though, but April 1st will also be, don't forget, April Fool's Day. We get caught up in the day-to-day routine and forget about that. But beginning on April 2nd, underneath the train depot, right next to it, underneath the bridge, will be Earth's Bounty, where all the local farmers go and sell all of their food. That's coming back April the 2nd. I've got all the details there at sammedia.network on that. It begins at 8 a.m. and will run until 12 noon that day. And they got some giveaways to kick off the official day of that. So a few good things in the area. It brings a little smile to our face there. As we learned yesterday, the folks from the National Weather Service got out and they've done a lot of surveying in our area, and they've come up with in Kemper County that being an EF3 tornado. Have you looked at this close? As you look at this picture, I know this was brought up once or twice, but here's that picture as it came in from Newton County there and crossed Lauderdale and went right on in. It started doing damage there toward Damascus. 145 mile an hour. Did I say that right? 145 miles per hour. That's where it was 9.92 miles long and 800 yards wide. Boy, oh boy. That was a big one there. Let's see here. Also, don't forget the benefit for Lauren Pogue. Let me bring that up. I've got a video, actually a slide on that I want to show you. This is important for our community as we also take care of those that need help, our friends and family in our neighborhoods. Let me get down to this and show you this so you can take part of this. The auction that's going to be going on tomorrow for Lauren Pogue, this one here on the right. It's going to be the 26th at 6 p.m. at the Martin Volunteer Fire Department. After all the festivities are done that day, the auction will kick off. Hope you'll come out and support that. Again, you can still donate items to be auctioned off. You can get in touch with Bo Land. He'll be glad to help you there at 917-5263. Hope you'll support them. Sweet girl, and they do need our help in the community of things that are going on. So go by and do that as you're out in the Martin community. That will be good for us. Other things that are happening today, did you see this from Nashville yesterday? This was, and you have to put yourself in the place of this. You're going down the highway and you start seeing cars blocked. This was on the Tennessee-Kentucky line. I've been through 65 through this area many, many times. As you can see, that black smoke bowling. Horrible accident that happened there. Shut down traffic for quite some time there. Again, that was at the Tennessee-Kentucky line on I-65. That was the southbound lane where that accident happened. It doesn't look good, and y'all know that as well as I do. As we go to Columbia, Mississippi, there was a bank robbery. There's really not that many bank robberies anymore because people have figured out that, well, it's not smart and you get caught. But that's not the case Columbia, Mississippi. As you go to our website at sammedia.network, you'll find his picture there. There he is coming in the door to rob the bank with a cell phone. I guess he was thinking about what he was going to do. Timed himself, maybe. As we come across, there's a second picture, and then there's the getaway car. That looks to be a white Tahoe. He was last seen headed toward the Hattiesburg area after doing that. But seriously, you don't see that many people that rob banks anymore. It's just not smart. As we look around the state, also, Diamond Head has resigned. One of the council members in Diamond Head made a sexual advance at someone. He was a man. He was working for the council member. his father owned a business, a heating and air conditioner. And he was over there for whatever reason, and a 17-year-old boy worked for his daddy, and he made a pass at him. Didn't work out well. He's had to resign. He was arrested. Y'all know where that is going. Have mercy. You just don't know why people do these. Alan Morin was the gentleman that had to resign as we look at that. Kosciuszko, they arrested a suspect for a man in a shooting that happened there, a deadly shooting on Northview Drive. He's been charged with murder in connection to a February 13th shooting there. We see so much of this happen around the state, but at least they are arresting these people. I don't know how the justice system will do and what will happen with sentencing, but we do hope they'll spend a long, long time for what they've done. Murder is no way to do things. A fisherman yesterday in Natchez had to be airlifted. He was caught under a retaining wall in debris there in Natchez. Fishing, got hung. Thank goodness he's okay there. Let's see, the Winston County robbery. Do you remember us talking about that? The man that walked through the Crossroads grocery store with a gun pull. As I said, they did make an arrest. We're still waiting for the mug shots, but we do have a name, finally, that come out of that. Jason Pugh, the sheriff there, says that Austin Gooden has been charged with a holdup that happened there at Crossroads Grocery at Crystal Ridge Road. We're glad to see that he was caught. Made off with about $1,000 in cash. They have recovered the cigarettes that he took. Yesterday afternoon, we learned that as we had all of that water in Mississippi and Alabama, and Alabama had more than Mississippi did. We found that in the Tuscaloosa area, as floodwaters receded, they found a car with 3 people inside that had perished due to the floodwaters. No names have been released yet, but horrible news to find that out. And again, that was in the Tuscaloosa area. A Dothan fire medic, as we go down south through Alabama, a few headlines over there across the state lines there, has been charged with stealing 42 doses of fentanyl from the agency. That's just not good. That happens a lot. We see that so much there. Since 1988, they've identified someone, and you can only imagine what it's like to have someone that your child especially disappear, and you never hear from them. 1988 was when a young lady disappeared from Michigan. She was on a trip, and she called her mother, and she'd never be heard of again from September. They've identified her body now. They found her at the North Carolina line, the Georgia-Alabama line. But at least she's been identified. That took many, many years for them to do that. Horrible news headlines as we look at what happened in Florida. This came out late last night of a teenage boy has fell from Orlando's, the park, the big Ferris wheel that's down there. They have not released the name, but a 14-year-old boy has fell 400 feet to his death. I couldn't get on something high to begin with, but Lord, that's awful there as we look at that. We'll talk a lot this morning. Did you see the post that we made yesterday about what the president is saying about food shortages? We're going to get into that this morning at 8 a.m. to talk more about that. As he says, with the war continuing with Putin, it's going to make food a shortage. I don't like to hear things like that, do y'all? No, not a bit. That's coming up. Also, we'll talk about Trump suing Hillary. Does he have a right? I think so, because it was all made up. Y'all remember that in 2016. The dossier that really was a complete lie. He's going to be suing over that. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming up at 8 a.m. as Candace comes in. Hope you'll join us there. Good morning, Jeremiah Johnson. Glad to see you watching there. Oh, Miss McQuaig. How are you doing? Melanie Mann now. Glad to see you also there. Reggie McKee watching us from DeKalb. All right, we're going to be back in just a moment and talk about your forecast of what's going with all that. That's coming up next. Don't rush off. We're glad to have you a part of this morning as we begin it. More coming up.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. At Patrick Allen Companies, our philosophy is simple. We want to give you more than you expect. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
As the days get warmer, the grass starts growing. Drop in and visit with Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 in Sicalina, where they've got a complete line of the #1 lawnmower in America, Skag. Whether you're a homeowner or a lawn care service, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower just for you. Plus, they carry X-Mark tractors and any part that you may need for your existing tractor or lawnmower. Drop in and see Cole or Buttermilk today. Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, 601-626-8759. As we said, a chilly morning as we get everything started. Right now, sitting at 41 degrees. It is chilly outside. Forecast ahead. Let's get into seeing what the forecast is.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Always good to know what our record highs and record lows were. It was 88 degrees in 1907. They were moving off into a new world. That was long before phones and things, wasn't it? As we look at the record low, it was set in 1966 with a record low of 24 degrees on that day. Looks like we'll be average today. As a matter of fact, let's look and see what that offers for us. As we go through the Meridian area, it's 69 for our highs. We'll go a little bit north there through DeKalb and Scuba. All that area also 69. As you go northwest up toward Philadelphia and right on up toward Mississippi State through Louisville, looks to be about 67 degrees there. The further north you go, 65. Columbus down to our south, warmer. Hattiesburg will be a nice 71 degrees as you head toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Brookhaven, 70. And over at the bridge in Vicksburg, looks to be 69. Perfect weather. You can't beat that at all. Sunshine everywhere. We'll be a little breezy, and we'll do the breakdown for you here in a second. As we go to Alabama, we'll go over to Clanton, 66. Birmingham, we'll see 65 today. And over at Livingston University, 70 degrees. It'll be perfect for that. As we go up through Geiger, somewhere right around 69 degrees there if you're passing through Geiger, Alabama on 17 today. As we go down to Troy, Alabama, 69. This is what we have here in our area. As you see, it's a little bit warmer. We do have off to our west there, starting to move into Texas, a little bit cooler weather. I don't think it's going to be in the 20s, just a tad cooler than what we've got. And that's forecasted over the next 6 to 10 days. Let's go ahead and do that breakdown as we get into our forecast today. Brought to you by our friends over at Rockhouse Gun and Pawn today. And let's just talk about what's going to happen here. Well, with the weather as we look at it, 69 and sunny today. But along with that also, these gusts have not left us. 20-mile-an-hour gusts, and we're going to get that also tomorrow. Now, tonight's low, 44. As we said, tomorrow is even warmer than today, 71. But still, again, those 20-mile-an-hour gusts is perfect for a clothesline. That's horrible for burning. So don't burn this weekend. We got way too much wind in the air, and we don't want any fires. As we go to Sunday, we'll all go to church with 73-degree weather. Perfect weather, down to 46 on Sunday night. And then as we go starting the new week, looks to be 81 to 83, depending on where you're sitting on Monday. It's going to be a warm day. By Tuesday, look at that, 85. You'll probably think that's a summer day. 83 on Wednesday, and then we'll get into some 75-degree weather by Thursday. The outlook, let's go ahead. We do have those slight chances of rain moving into the forecast midweek. As we jump ahead, 77 on April Fool's Day. Wow, that's not far off, is it? As we go to the rest of it, well, 70s. That's when we get that tad bit of cooling from where we are right now. Nothing bad at all forecasted for us, though. A little bit of rain next week, about Wednesday or Thursday, but sunshiny most of the time there. A little bit of breeze, but no complaints whatsoever. As we go to our fishing forecast, let's see what Chet holds in store for us today. Best times to fish today on this Friday. Looks like our first major time will be this morning around 7:30 to around 10 o'clock. If you're going to be hitting the water, it's perfect for that. You'll get a second time there after lunch from 1 to 2. It's minor, but okay. That wind, if you're going to be in the fishing zone, casting, southwest wind 5 to 10, becoming northwest 10 to 15 in the afternoon. But again, we've got that wind gust that'll take that fishing line and get it all tangled up. Every time I go, get it hung right there on the shore in the limbs when that wind's blowing. Y'all been there. You've done that also. That's a quick rundown of what we've got this morning of headlines that are going on across the nation and our community there. As we said, there's absolutely nothing horrible to report this morning. That's a good news. It's great to have days like that when things just aren't one bad thing after another. We like those. We got a beautiful weekend lined up. We hope you'll enjoy yourself. Do something with your family. Do that. That's what life is all about. This is a short ride we're all on. Enjoy it. Don't be grumpy. Is that a good way to put it? Christy Belk, how are you? Love the weather. Porch sitting weather it is. This is one of those mornings to where about 7 o'clock, go out and have you a cup of coffee and watch that sun come across. It's perfect there. Julie Alphen, how are you today? Glad to see you there. Also, David, good morning. Janie Birdtail, good to see you as well. We want to thank each of you for joining us this morning. We're going to be back in just about an hour and 10 minutes from now. We'll give you all that's going on as we kick into the morning show of local and national headlines. Candace will be in as we bring you this Friday morning. Thanks for dropping by. We'll have more on the way in just a little while at the Scotty Ray Report. Thank you for being a part of it. We'll see you soon.
Scotty Ray's weather is brought to you by our following partners: